What is up, people? So let's see if this works. I have no idea if it will, but if it does, it's good. Apparently, my where is it? My OBS decided to take a shit, and it's not, the internet's crappy right now. So I decided, let's go old school and see how this works. Uh, Meet that. I'm going old school hangouts, but I got an idea. 'Cause, I don't run worried, so I ain't worried about all that. I definitely, I'm pissed because I really had a really good thought on how I wanted to have this conversation about our five senses. And one of the things I noticed right away was that just some people just don't have the sense to realize that for 1 second, you're telling us you trust your senses, but at the same time, you'll give us an explanation of phenomenons and mirages and things like that just don't make sense to how it really works. It doesn't make sense. So let me go ahead and see if I can get some. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure if anyone could hear you at the moment, but we'll see. Um, Once I start sharing, I'm pretty sure they'll be able to. But I want to get this out real quick. So, Vegan Warrior, his whole basis is the five senses, and I'm actually kind of happy my OBS took a shit because if it hadn't, I probably wouldn't have listened to these two TED Talks. And it was crazy that it literally was actually the next ones on rotation, and it was talking about how our it's known that we do not see anything like you believe you see all the time. And I was saying this earlier. That's exactly why, 100% why science, I think, even came about. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, why else would anybody want to figure something out? Possibly because they see something and it doesn't look right. Or they see something and they want to know why it's doing it that way. But, it doesn't make sense to me that these people are making it into something. If anything, it's more of a slap in the face, so you will, to their senses. Um, I wish I had time to upload it. I wish I had shared my OBS so I could be able to show you guys exactly what this TED Talk was about. It was basically a lady who had diabetes at birth, and obviously during her life, her eyesight deteriorated. One of the ways that we know scientists, astronomers are able to um, create a visual image of the data they receive is through this data. She's able to sync it into a musical sound, a note, if you will, to distinguish each data entry, basically. And she's been able to figure out and distinguish the different sounds and have a visualization in her brain of what these images that she's getting, the data that she's getting, is presenting to her. Now, one of the things that definitely plays a part in this 5 sense thing is your guys' beliefs. We understand that a belief is not a fact. A belief does not show doesn't need evidence to have. One of the things that I definitely wanted to establish is you cannot. I repeat, it is impossible for you to know something based on just your senses. If you think differently, let me know, because I'm telling you now, it is impossible for you to know where we live and how everything works based on your senses. And again, because you distrust science, explain to me how you figured out science was lying. Obviously, without using science, because if you did use science, how do you know your information proving this is even correct? So that's my rant. I have, if you go back to the last stream, that kind of worked for a little bit. You heard the beginning of that rant. I can tell you now, what's up, mind of God? What's up, no cocks allowed? Yeah, imminent. Guess what, guys? It's not flat. And if you can provide at least some evidence to it being flat, I'll call you a flat earther. But other than that, you guys are not flat earthers. You guys are globe deniers. There is no longer there is no longer flat Earth, because remember, and a lot of you guys have had this conversation with, and you have already agreed. Mind of God, my friend, much respect to you. You are one of them who did admit you are not a flat earther. You are, in fact, a globe denier. You can become a flat earther once you start providing evidence, and since whether it be not enough time or it be whatever reason, you still don't have evidence. Therefore, I guess you would even call it still a hypothesis. I mean, you're still trying to make observations to even provide evidence for your hypothesis to become a theory, if at all anything. Since the scientific method is so important to you guys, I just don't see the correlation in that. Mind of God, if you want to jump on the panel, let me know. I'll send you the. So, guys, understand. Right now, because I am not running my OBS, I am running another version of the safe way, and that is I'm running 2 hangouts. So you may get a hangout to this main hangout. Do not share that hangout. If you do not get the hangout from the chat, do not share the hangout. I obviously have put much respect into you if I do give you the link to this main one. If you get a link to the second one, don't take it to heart, but understand that I have to make sure I'm safe. So that's the way it's going to be. If anything, this may only become just like a one-on-one type thing, because I again, guys, I'm very adamant about safe streaming, and I'm going to make sure that I continue to have safe streaming. Again, I mean, I have no problem letting you guys know exactly how I'm doing this, without and without worry. Because P Mars jumped in I think it was about 5 minutes ago, and he asked me, "Why are you sharing the link in the chat?" Well, this is why I share the link in the chat, because the link you will get in the chat is this hangout right here, with obviously my UFC YouTube channel. Basically, you guys can play with that one all you want. You can snipe it, you can do whatever, because it's sharing on a lag, and I still have control, and my hangout's safe. Guys, understand that it's now to the point where it doesn't matter which side you are. You more need to worry about just protecting yourself. Because apparently, they're there. They are watching, and they're waiting. So always stay safe with it. Understand that just a regular hangout is not a good idea. So let me go ahead and get this invite out to you guys. Let's see here. And good luck going back because I already made that. Let's see. So that's the other hangout. I'll also send it to this one. Let's check something real quick, guys. And then I will get right back in there. Just want to make sure, again, make sure that I'm doing this safely. All right, there I am. Okay, let's do that. All right, so like I said, a few of you will get this link. If you don't, I mean, I'm sorry, don't take it fucking personal, but it's just the way it's going to be tonight. But do let me know if you want to get in the chat from in here, and I will let you know. I'll give you at least one of the links. That's all I mean. That's the best part about it. You will get on. It's not like I'm not going to let anybody. Let's see. Monica, I'm trying to see if I can find you on here real quick. Do you have an email? Because I don't have your email. Okay. Oh, I see. So, which one of you guys are the concavers? Because I'd actually love to talk to one of you guys. That would be some fun shit. Let me see here. Is he? The mind of God said, P. Mars himself is a fulfillment of Bible prophecy. Yeah, mind of God. If you have a hangout or email, I can do it too. It'd probably be a little bit easier for me. But let me see. Because I can get, again, like I said, I'm kind of running this differently, so it's not going to be that easy. Here we go. What I'll do is I'm just going to send the other link. That way I just don't have to worry about it. But again, hopefully you'll be heard. My God, just go ahead and jump on this one. We'll just talk from here. No worries. Only because I can't figure out how to get to you in the back chat. Even though I know you're here somewhere. Let's see. Thought you were in here. Let's see. What's up, Empath? What's up, guys? Give me 1 second so I can make it so this hangout is aired. I'm trying to figure out. I couldn't find you in the hangout, so I had to give you this link. So it just made it easier for me. All right, there we go. So you guys are on. Guys in the chat, if you can let me know if you guys can hear them from where they are at. What's up, guys?
John D. Testing 1 2 10. Correct. Mind of God, what's up, bro?
Oh, what's up, man? Let me see right now. I'm checking
where they are at. What's up, guys?
All right, perfect. They can hear you out there. Yeah, so I'm having to stream a little differently now. But it again, do what you got to do just to be on. I tried going on earlier, and I don't know what the hell's going on with my OBS. Usually, I'm able to just troubleshoot it real easily. This time, it just was not happening.
What's on your mind,
so what it is to me is I'm hearing a lot of these 5 senses. Do you trust your senses? And I wish I could have Vegan Warrior on at the call, at the whim of me calling out him out like that, but I doubt that will work. But he's obviously one of the biggest components of this 5 senses. Trust your senses. This is how I know it's flat type thing. If you kind of feel the same way, let me know. Help me understand it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess something like that is actually more like reproducible, where everything using a simulator, something like that, I feel like, you know, again, it's not conclusive, but I feel like that also could be a way to confirm the statement that the motion or the rotation is so subtle that it's, our body is not. I don't know a way to quantify that. Can't make it just a qualitative argument back and forth from both sides.
Yeah, yeah. See, but it seems. See, one of the things that I noticed about the arguments between both sides that I never get why it happens. It's overcomplicated. Um,
Regarding what?
Everything. I mean, the conversation always ends up being so complicated that it's like it, it goes. Mute your. I think the stream, Brenda. Uh, yeah, just make sure you do the stream. And it's insane to me. It's insane to me at all to even imagine, even assuming one bit that your senses could have any good for you when it comes to trying to figure things out. They're definitely good tools, but it doesn't make sense to me. It does, I mean, and it kind of runs with a lot of like my conspiracy theories, as in I'm a fact based person. I really need to see it more than I need to assume it's there or make up how things are going to work. Um, so, like I said, to me, it's kind of I just don't get it, and I'm really hoping someone could try to explain to me because it doesn't make sense to me how your senses again could have any any good for you. Matter of fact, if anything, your senses are constantly battling you every day.
Yeah, I just think the kind of things that we would be required to believe, even on like a plane ride, I mean, just don't fit with our experience here. So something would have to be changing when we're on a plane and uh, you know, traversing great distances, changing orientation in a plane. But we wouldn't have that here, with our feet on the ground, if we were to change orientation in a similar way. So there's a disconnect. It's hard for me to believe that's the case. So
That you can use your senses. You don't believe that as well. Is what you're saying, right?
no, I'm saying that senses are extremely reliable.
Oh, okay.
Extremely.
Okay, so I gave an analogy earlier, and maybe you can touch on it. And guys in the chat, I know the audio sucks. Again, I'm kind of running on two different. I'm running two different Hangouts. I unfortunately for myself, I won't risk anything, so I'm not going to run a single Hangout. Otherwise, everyone wouldn't be able to join it. So I mean, it's either going to be a one-on-one or you get to hear other people too. So sorry about that in the chat again. Tomorrow it'll be fixed. Um, I would have to 100% disagree with you in the sense of uh, your people. I mean, you can't name a situation where your brain is telling you exactly what you're seeing and or not fighting you against it. I mean, personally, I am an adrenaline junkie myself. I
Yeah.
do extreme sports. I compete in multiple ones at a time, and of course the things I do. For instance, I do downhill mountain biking. Every sense in your body tells you not to go that fast down a hill
Right.
without touching your brakes. Oh yeah, and try to get more speed. It just doesn't work that way. And I think extreme athletes are one breed of the people that are able to surpass that emotion where it tells you to stop, do not do it, do not, like a first skydiver, do not jump, those type of things. So in my brain is how do you sense it to be reliable when you know you're constantly fighting against it?
No, I mean, I think you're proving the point. You're saying that there's a built-in calibration threshold mechanism that is letting a person know that they're engaging in something that's risky, and that's it's great, and I think that it's repeatable and it's reliable for even situations where you're putting your life in danger.
But again, it's not reliable because if that were the case, when I start a downhill race and my brain's telling me not to it's telling me to slow down, You know what I mean? And I'm fighting it. I'm then I'm then overriding my brain. I've now done it so much now that I know I'm safe. I feel safe. So I've completely reconfigured how my brain works when it comes to the fear factor, I guess you would call it. When you when you smell something and you go, "What is that smell?" That in itself is your brain trying to compute all the different molecules in the air and try to figure out what it is. Just the fact that it may take a second doesn't mean it's reliable because, again, I'm pretty sure if anybody smoked weed and you smelled some real good stuff, you thought maybe, hey, is that a skunk? Your brain does not always just pinpoint what it is. And even worse too, it's definitely not reliable because not everyone smells the same thing, not everyone sees the same thing, not everyone experiences the same experience. You know what I mean? So therefore, it can't be reliable because if it was reliable, then everyone would have the same experience.
Yeah, I think one thing to think about that. Have you ever, like, for example, been driving and then you maybe are doing like texting or doing something, putting your head down, but you know to look up, but you can sense that you're about to hit a car even though you're not looking up. Have you ever experienced that?
Yeah, it's like
multiple times.
like that. Like you turning around and right the last time, or the feeling of someone looking at you.
Yeah, exactly. Or even people like when they're in the dark, they can still sense that there's someone there, even if they can't hear them breathing or talking or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, like that. How that's like literally like a sense that should actually be turned off completely, but there's still something that's active and sensing and aware of our environment, even though literally that would be almost like from a physics or science perspective, there's no way to explain that that's the case, especially if your head's down. You're not looking that there's a car in front of you. There's no way to know that.
But you were just looking.
No, I'm saying, let's say the situation where everything is, you're driving at a normal pace, and then you have your head down and you look. Everything seems clear for a while, but then you just know at that moment.
You were looking, but then you looked down for a moment, and then you looked back up.
And here's the problem with your idea of how senses work. What you say does happen. These are things that are recordable. The problem is that they're doing all these studies to try to figure out how it works, how it happens. It's again not still proving that they're not reliable because we're still studying how we don't know how the brain works. Therefore, how can it be reliable?
Well, there's a lot of things that people use. They don't know how it works 100%, but they still lots of things.
Well, we know what a mirage is, right? The problem is before science and before anyone could explain things like this and look into it, they saw something and they probably assumed that's what it was. It wasn't. I mean, basically, our senses, because of mirages, because of the phenomena that we experience and observe, it's obvious that our brains can't compute, can't explain something. That is part of.
Just to take it back to your bike analogy going down the hill, like you agree at least that the brain would not give false positives. It's not going to, when you're doing something that's dangerous, it's not going to tell you to like not do anything. It's like it's a repeatable signal. You could say it's not calibrated right, like it overshoots or undershoots, but it's not doing like I'm not sitting here on my couch with my feet up and my brain sending me random signals like great.
Well, that's also unfortunately because you've evolved that way. You're not scared of you're not being hunted. You're not protecting your village. That's the reality of that.
I think you're missing the point.
No, well,
you could argue the sensitivity, the granularity of the signal that's being sent to your brain about how to be afraid. That's a fair statement. I sure, but you wouldn't argue that it's spontaneously and randomly shoot when you are not in a situation to be.
But I didn't. I never. No, it Of course, that's the difference between. That's the whole reasoning for the term fight or flight.
Okay. So at least the signal is being activated, yeah, in the correct instant, like when it should be, right?
Not all the time. There are people that freeze, they don't run. There are people that freeze, they don't fight.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. But okay, fine.
I mean, and that's the reality of it. I mean, it's so random that it can't be reliable. It's definitely not reliable. If it was reliable, we wouldn't need glasses. If it was reliable, we wouldn't need prosthetics. If it was reliable, we wouldn't need airbags. We wouldn't need seatbelts. We wouldn't need cross lights. I mean, you would be able to sense when cars were coming and know if you needed to slow down before you got there. Your senses are on overload all the time.
Yeah, that's
Well, it's our judgment based on our senses that is often very wrong.
Yeah. Yes.
agreed.
Yes.
Not just physiological.
Yeah. You're right. 100%.
Yeah.
But that's also the. Do you want to figure it out, or do you just want to assume you know?
Yeah,
Situation.
People misjudge how far away the car is in front of them.
Mhm.
Hit the brakes too late. Things like that.
Absolutely.
So Sean, what's your motivation with it? You just want to remove the subjective, like I feel, don't feel. You want to get rid of the feel, right?
What it is I want to. What it is I want everyone to realize that the idea that you do not use science is ridiculous, and then to at all discredit science, you're literally discrediting your whole argument, because your whole argument is that science is lying to us. Well, if you believe science is lying to us, you've had to have used that science. Therefore, don't you believe your information is a lie too?
Oh yeah, people like Nathan Oakley have no freaking clue what science. Because quantum erasers filled his head with mashed potatoes.
And Brenda, I apologize for all the arguments we got into, because I actually didn't even know this type of quote unquote globe denier existed until until I started really being around the Discord, and around the time I realized where I live. I didn't know there were people like Quantum Eraser. If you guys don't understand what's going on, Quantum Eraser is basically the producer of the Great Debate. You know what I mean? So Nathan, they all have a little pack meeting and talk to fucking Quantum Eraser and get their springboard of ideas. The reason why Nathan is on this constant narrative of how to talk, how to keep the show going, is based on what needs to be done to spread whatever narrative Quantum Eraser wants. How do you know? You will start now. I guarantee you're going to start hearing, like, what I would consider the younger generation of flat earthers having the same argument, like, for instance, Chris did last night, where he believes that the reason we see the boat, go over a curve is because of atmosphere. And again, he's discrediting science that he's trying to use against us. Whereas in that same science clearly shows us why we know it's not atmosphere. At some point, you guys have to realize, you have to go, damn, okay, that idea does not work. Move it aside. And I'm not hearing, okay, I'm willing to move it aside. And that's kind of where this whole 5 cents thing went. Because once it got off, once you guys are like pinned in a corner to can't use science, my senses should tell me we're spinning. But no, we know your senses are garbage when it comes to large scale, right now moments.
I give you that. It's not rigorous science for a baller to just stay with just it's not spinning because I don't feel. I agree. I don't think that's wise, because there could be motions that are happening that are not sensitive. We're not able to register those. That's fair. I think the nice thing about technology, in all of its forms, it gives a standard, a way that is not subjective. And yeah, if you're kind of frustrated with people who just flat earthers stay with just, I don't feel that it's spinning, therefore that I'm not going any further and I'm not engaged in anything beyond that. Yeah, those people are okay in the discussion, honestly.
Yeah, humans can't tell when we're at a constant speed. It's only acceleration that you
and under those guides, I can even explain it. I said this analogy earlier, and I think it's a really good one. Right now, if you're at home, you're at your comfort spot. I promise you most likely know exactly where your northwest, east, and west and south is. Probably easily right off the bat. Probably may take you a few seconds, but if you go, well, yeah, just you've constantly done it. You know where it's at, and I'm trying to, yeah, I'm not just just know you have a reference points. If you go to a place you've never been in your life, usually a different state, different observations, you don't see the same shit. You usually have a really hard time figuring that out right away. It's almost really confusing. So right there, it's again showing that just a clear observation without anything else, your brain can be just screwed. Not know what's that. If you get in a trunk of a car and you can't see where you're going, it's almost impossible to really figure out where the hell you are, even though you may have even driven on those same roads before.
Oh yeah, I remember when I was little. I mean, we had a station wagon, and us kids, we'd go on long trips. We'd fall asleep in the back of the station wagon, and you wake up and you don't know if the car's even moving or not. Because you're just going at a constant speed down the highway. Mm-hmm. It take a second for you to register whether or not we're even moving. And you look up and we're going about 65 miles an hour. I didn't know.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So in the chat, I know a lot of you, some of you guys may have just gotten here. I have to run 2 hangouts right now. As in for how I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get their volumes turned a little bit. The issue, like I said, is that I'm kind of stuck in a situation where I'm not willing to take the chance, I guess you would say. Yet I still want people on the panel, so I kind of run it this way. Again, I'm trying to figure out a way to get volumes up for their hangout. But just give me a second. I have a few ideas, but I do apologize again. I'm working on it. Hopefully, the next 2 seconds it'll be better. Again, I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead.
Or Brenda, what's your vibe on this? Why do you think this is happening? Why do you think there's a bunch of us who are going against the grain to this extreme? And I'm not trying to start an argument. I'm just curious what your.
I think it's a combination of things. It's hyper religiosity. There are extremely orthodox Catholics or Eastern Orthodox or fundamentalist Christians who read the Bible, and the Bible tells them that the Earth is flat, therefore it must be flat. There's people who, if the Bible said that 2 = 5, they would believe it. And then there's people who have various levels of mental incapacity, who are not capable of thinking clearly and rationally, who clearly have some kind of mental illness going on. And then there's conspiracy theorists who think that everything is a conspiracy theory. They believed every conspiracy that there is out there, and this is the great kahuna of conspiracies. And then there's the trolls who feed on all those people who don't actually believe it, but say donate to my Patreon, buy my mugs and T-shirts, send me money. And we've seen some of those people take off to Thailand. They take off with the money. They fund a project and they say, bye-bye, suckers.
Okay.
Those are the groups. Yeah, those are the groups that I think are involved. And some people come in just to troll. They pretend they're flat earthers because it's something I've noticed. Some kids who are pretending to be flat earthers, they're like about 13, 14.
Really?
They're either just in high school or they're in junior high, and it's a hoot for them to pretend to be a flat earther and to troll people about it. There's some kids, there's some kids like that.
Yeah, they're I think what it is they're coming from the Discord side.
Yep.
And they're finding the rooms and chats or servers, and it goes from there. And I mean, realistically, what's sad about it is there's and I don't really, actually, I don't care about calling it out 24/7. Instead of, going, hey, kids, maybe, you guys shouldn't be here, because, I mean, these kids are young, 12, 13, 14. I mean,
yeah, they are very young, and
20,
there's real issues
yeah,
in there that I'm not comfortable with.
24/7 is thrives on them. That's why I'm doing the 24 stream, because they're trolling, or they know enough to anything to be talking to these adults about this, and they're not willing to be challenged. So therefore, they allow these kids in there, and yeah, they run all over them all day long. And the reality of it is they think they're running over Globers and proving it's a flat. Wherein nowadays 80% of the people they have in the server that are kids are just trolling them, and then now
they're getting massively trolled.
Oh yeah,
massively.
And now they're uploading them on YouTube and just making a joke of it. Again, it's becoming a shit show, and it's not because of everyone. It's these few prominent flat earther groups that think they're the leaders of everything, and they're running their own little shit show that makes everyone else look bad. It literally is so clear to me now which ones I feel I need to worry about. As in, I need to worry about my friends being talked to by these fucking idiots. Emo Spurs, he is the worst, biggest snake salesman I've ever met in my life. He couldn't believe damn word he says based on just the pure logic of it. This dude, he explained atmosphere by calling it sticky air. It
got a little personality on
it, again, it's a good and a bad thing. The problem is that the people that are really trying to figure this out are being clouded over by the people who want to either make money, want to make a joke of it, or
that we will agree with.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that just blew my mind, because when I became a flat earther that 2 years ago, it was not like this at all. Right away, what I realized was all the globes were assholes. Period. Flat earthers were trying to do their own thing, and luckily I came into it, and I was talking to a bunch of flat earthers with respect. They were talking to me with respect, and it came to the point where again, like I said, I didn't understand it, so therefore I kind of thought I do, and that's what led me to flat Earth. But at the same time, it was about that building. It was about that talking about the shit that's going on that no one else was talking about ever, and I don't know what happened or where this shift happened, but suddenly it became flat earthers just as much dicks as Glovers were, and now it's them versus us, and it literally is ridiculous to me, because again, flat Earth has actually but that's the thing, it's not heating up. It's a bunch of and I completely understand it now. I can understand why someone like Brenda would get furious dealing with somebody, because I'm sorry. See, here's the thing with religion, it's a little different, because I get that it's not the same belief as a belief. I know that doesn't make sense to a lot of people.
Yeah,
I get well. See, it's not the same thing as I believe so and so will win a football game. You know what I mean? It's not I believe my son's. It's different. It's just in them. Again, because we don't believe. For instance, I don't believe Creator, so I don't understand it in per se, but I see it and I get it. It's not the same as a random belief you have, everyday belief that you or I would have, Brenda. It's deeper than that. That's kind of what I was telling you about with Debbie. Debbie's not ever going to leave flat Earth. Mind of God, he's not leaving flat Earth. The reason.
Well, I thought that I won't leave it, but I pinned it to something else, but we don't have to go with that.
Well, but from what I've gotten from you, and I know, I
think you should know. A lot of us genuinely know that you're flat. We don't. It's not a.
But see, no, you don't. You no. See, that's the problem. Again, with the reality of how it works, you believe the Bible is real. That's not a fact. That's not. But at the same time, again, that's why that's where that difference is, though, because your belief is different than a belief that I have. It's just 100% fundamentally different. It's your God to you is not the same thing. You know what I mean? So it's how do I explain it? It's hard to explain to, and it's even hard to explain it to you because to you it's so real that it's not a belief like I'm talking about it. You know what I mean? It's it's something that I really realized that it plays such a huge part in the fact that, and it's not gonna just be cut and dry. No one's gonna just understand.
The difficult thing about this problem too is that even if let's just say hypothetically that there are tests that come out that certain parts of the Earth are flat, it still takes even a dose of humility to say not all of it. So
well,
yeah, it's like I can't. I agree. I use the language more firmly than is technically true in terms of being able to fit. So yeah, in that sense, yeah, I can't prove to somebody else that the entire surface of the Earth follows a certain rule or contour. That's a fair statement, of course. Yeah.
And then also one of the other things is, and I didn't even I don't know why I never even looked it up, but I was in whose chat was it? Actually, I think it was yours. Was it yours? Yes, I think it was. Sure. I think it was yours live, and I was talking to someone in your chat, and no, it definitely wasn't yours because the guy was insanely disrespectful, and I don't think anybody was at your chat at all.
I have like 3 people in my life.
No. It wasn't yours. I know it wasn't yours because the guy was a fucking dick for no. I think it may have been Jose's. Pretty sure it was. But he was in the chat, and he said it's flat. And this is actually what kicked the senses off thing to me. And he said, I trust my senses. And when I look around, it's flat. And I said, how much given area do you believe you actually see in a given day? Or, at one time?
Right. That's a fair statement.
And I wanted him to realize when he said, because I knew he was going to say, because he did, and he said, my senses tell me, I not very much. And I went, but how much do you believe how much do you really believe that you see in relation to the actual size of the Earth? And the one thing he just couldn't fathom is the fact that there's a number that, well, we don't know the exact distance. Like, but there's the thing, we do, because everyone drives in a car, everybody rides bikes and yada yada. And it's very clear that GPS will do the same mathematical, that math will do, and tell us how far it is, how long it's going to take, at what speed. It all works. If GPS wasn't, accurate, that 100 miles will take over 2 hours when it tells us it's going to take an hour and a half, but it doesn't work that way. So we know 100 miles is 100 miles, and everyone lives across the people across the whole United States know how big the United States is pretty easily. So. Yeah. I mean, to explain what the circumference and the whole radius, the whole how many square miles on Earth, all that shit is actually able to. And when I find him that the number is 0.0000023% is at any given time the most a person can see at one point in time. That's nothing compared to the Earth. Therefore, what you observe around you at any given time is nothing. It's so minuscule that it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean the argument will work for here as well. It's like we can't infer the shape from limited things. Like if you're just starting from literally just scratch. True, you're right. Yeah, I mean, that's not enough example. Yeah, so I mean I would support that.
Actually, you can
rebuttal.
You can infer the shape from a certain amount of data set.
No, but he's just saying from our vision, purely, Brenda. Like
purely from
no,
yeah,
someone saying like I see the Earth is flat, or I see, yeah. So true.
Well, it depends, of course. If you're
really high
in orbit, really you can just look out the window and you can see.
Yeah, but I mean, again, like they're saying, we can't get this. Okay, that's even that actually helps our argument now, because again, from the ground you see so little that you can possibly take any assumption from it, the shape. there's observations you can take from your what you see, and it will work for the globe, period. But again, your senses, what you sense when you're looking around, that flat that it does appear, it's lying to you. It's not a sense lie, obviously, and it just rely obviously because as a checker, I can tell you now the reason we use equipment is because we can't just stand there and look and be able to you know tell you how high the elevation needs to come.
I think if this debate happened like 20 years ago or 25 years ago, I think I would very much sympathize with the ball sort of frustration, because then you're like, holy shit, like there's not that much off the shelf technology now that we have to deal with these ding dongs for like a while. But I think the beauty of what's available to us is very off the shelf, and there's not just 5 tests, there's like thousands of tests that could be proven one shape or the other. So again, I'm not
But
I don't know what those are exactly. I'm brainstorming a few, but I don't think it'll take long.
Well, one test would be the person who recently went up. What was it? With the Starship Galaxy or whatever it was. She was paid. She was a paid passenger.
What company is that?
I think it was Brandon. I think it was the Virgin Galaxy one.
Okay. Richard.
Richard. Yeah. It was. I don't remember exactly. So she went up, and you're going to have more of that. You're going to have more of that. You're going to have more and more passengers, people who have been to space.
Guys, if you guys send me out, I will not lie when I come back. I swear to you. So yeah, I want to.
The reality of it is that.
Tad bit expensive.
But yeah, but the reality of it is that in 50 years, it's gonna be easy to do it.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, I can't imagine 50 years. Like, I mean, on the next level. Yeah,
I'm not going to be here in 50 years.
I unfortunately, I hope I'm not. I don't want to be having taken care of.
We'll either be making regular trips to space. You'll be hunting deer with your very own handmade bow and arrow.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a quote about that too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I know it's like we have enough technology, enough, enthusiasm, and enough fervor, probably enough frustration on both sides that, it's inevitable. I've even said like the consequences of it being flat are more severe for me. Actually, like I'm not saying I'm preferring like to be wrong, but if it ends up being a ball, I just go back to my normal life and I don't have to like really tell anybody about the little blip in the radar.
The consequences, if the Earth is flat, is that there must be some, because obviously gravity is not real.
Right.
So every theory that actually works and runs, pretty much every machine and every technological advance is somehow wrong, and nevertheless still works. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, it would be. There's that and a lot of that's true. Yep. A lot of things. So it honestly calls into question even why the creator would do that. It's like, let's just say it implies a creator, then let's say that he's able to do all those things, and the question we're sort of wrapping our head around is like, why? Like, why go through this massive deception to kind of embarrass really all of us to some extent or other? Yeah, there's a lot of questions like that as well.
Well, the more parsimonious solution is simply that it is true, and that when people are in the ISS and looking out the window and they see the ball Earth, they're seeing the ball Earth.
Yeah, leave that open as a possibility. Yeah.
It seems like an overwhelmingly rational choice to make. Either there's a massive delusion by an evil deity, because obviously it can't be good. It can't be good to see evil to this extent. Either that, or all our experiences in space are true, and all our theories about gravity are true, and our theories about the Earth and the Moon and the planets and the stars are true.
Yeah. From a day-to-day perspective, it's actually, again, this discussion doesn't really make a difference. But
well, it does make a difference. It does make a difference because you can't get in a plane and fly to another part of the country on the flat Earth.
No, I
they use global coordinates. They use flight paths based on a globe, not a flat Earth.
But the only part I meant was the part of how a person reacts to both solutions.
Yeah, and going to the grocery store using Google Earth, so that's based on a globe Earth, not a flat Earth. Sunrise and sunset tomorrow is based on a globe Earth, not on a flat Earth. How many day-to-day things would it have to change? It would have tremendous effects day to day.
Literally everything. I'm not even
literally everything. Nevertheless, the globe explanation seems to explain all these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a scary reality, man. Trust me.
It's not scary at all to me.
Well, for us, it is.
Yeah. Well, sure. Sucks to be you.
Yeah. Who was I telling this? The guy that I worked with came by my condo, and then my concierge started mentioning flat Earth, and I'm like, oh, dude, bad time. I'm like, dude, I don't want necessarily that all out there kind of thing. But people know, my views. But yeah, I mean, there is elements of like wondering when it's appropriate to talk about it. So yeah, it's awkward.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. So again, I just wanted to kind of just let everyone know what's going on. Again, guys, if you just got here, that the reason the audio is the way it is because OBS is down. My Streamlab is also down. I'm actually having to use Hangouts, just regular old Hangouts. I am doing it my version of the safer way, where I'm using two Hangouts, which I am sharing the second Hangout. The volume that you guys are getting is actually, through different speakers. So I do apologize. I've already decided what I'm going to do, no matter what, is take this stream, edit it so that I can turn everyone's volume up from Hangout and then re-uploading it. So that way you guys can, actually hear everything. I've pretty much turned every setting I have up. My microphone is actually far away from my face, so it's not, booming. So I do apologize.
Wait, did you say boom?
I did say boom.
Shout out to JG, man. We like his channel too.
Oh yeah. Oh, so check it out too. Also, I've talked to Jose on the side now, and I want, this is kind of something for both sides to realize. It's very rare, in my opinion, have what me and Jose have, whereas we are fresh from flat Earth, believing it was flat. So it's not good for you guys because you know your arguments, and at the same time, we don't want to come at anybody like a lot of people do. One of the things I could shout out, Brenda, thank you. You have no idea how much appreciation I have to how you've been my panel, with the flat earthers. You have acts so much, it's insane. So I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. But that's what's important. You're trying to explain things to anybody, whether it be both sides. It can't be a game. It can't be
agreed.
Based on, can I trigger this person? So one of the things that I really want to make sure that everyone is clear on is that the main objective of what I want to do here is have a dialogue that can go in any direction, and anyone can say what they want without having to worry about that, that snap, that effective triggering that people are to do. And Jose does that very well. He has that same idea as I do, where it's how it needs to be. And it sounds conceited, but I honestly do believe that me and Jose right now in this this area of flat Earth globe we're in are probably the only ones who can see the BS and the turning of a actual conversation that could have been had. And I hope, I mean, he is already, and it was awesome that Conspiracy Cats shouted him out. But for him, especially because he is actually out there taking pictures, showing these evidences for the globe. And again, I I don't really care, but I did just hit 1,000 subs, so I feel my responsibility with this channel is now picked up to a different level. I am going to start experiments. I am going to start uploading them, mainly because I make it clear, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for Jose as well. We're not the smartest peas in the pod, but we're able to figure these things out, and if we can have an understanding of what's going on, and we can be able to point out when someone isn't being from either side, I think people like us are going to be leaders in this true movement. Because again, we're trying to. I have to talk to globers like, are you seriously thinking that's going to get through to somebody? Jose's live stream actually today was the biggest example of it, and I have said something to this person so many times, yet he doesn't care. The guy Tom that was on his live stream that completely derailed a perfectly calm conversation is not how it's going to work. To me, that is someone who wants this bicker type debate to continue. It's not going to work. I've seen it. Jose's seen it. It's not going to work.
The debate and stuff.
Say again?
I don't know the culture. So part of it's they're new to the whole flat Earth globe thing, and so they just wanted to, all.
You're cutting out big time.
So they try to. Sorry.
Well, yeah. Well, that's actually I kind of got what you got. That's actually a good point because you come from that the new globe to or realize all these flat earthers, and I see it in you too, Sasha, that you actually get pretty you get irritated by it, and your method of we talked about this, we shouldn't have to again, isn't going to work either. But because here's one thing that I know will happen: I can say something 50 times, and the same person I talk to can deny it 50 times. But there are people out there that have only heard it that one time or need to hear it numerous times to understand it. And that is no problem to me, because if it wasn't for being able to have heard it 1,000 times, I wouldn't understand a lot of the things I'm talking about now. In chat, you said Jose hasn't proven the globe. We're not trying to prove the globe. We're just trying to help you understand what you don't understand, Chris. And it's very clear that there are things that you're willing to brush aside and use in certain situations to your liking, and it doesn't work that way.
And other people have proven the globe.
Yeah.
Responsibility to prove the globe.
Basically, flat Earth is narrative of the globe issues. Again, you're getting it from our scientists, who you say is lying. So either you don't know if what you're even using is true, or you aren't realizing that as much as you hate science, now you need it, but you're purposely refuting it, and that's the problem.
You're talking me, Sean, or just general?
Oh, it's just in general. No, in general, 100%, 100%. Trust me, you are more willing to think and build on a subject like this than a lot are. There's people out there that just don't want to hear it, just don't want to realize that their way it could be wrong. Like, I see how you think about it. It's not the same way I think about it. I don't care. As long as you're willing to build, think about it, and it matters, that's all I care about.
So, dude, I think you and Jose are providing an incredible service. I think there's room for the theatrics, just the way the world is. So it's Hollywood, but it's also independent movies, people are in it for a bit more of the love of the game. And I think, yeah, like, it's a great platform, and
Yeah, I mean,
for having me.
oh, absolutely. Because again, like I said, I've now gone, unfortunately, both sides, and the way that I was able to at those times accomplish what I have accomplished within the knowledge I had for each moment was based on having someone not disrespect me. It was a good conversation. That's what's needed. That's all it is. I mean, there's no other way to explain it. None of us
But
are.
bro, just so you know, dude, we'll welcome you back with open arms, man. We won't even happen in between, you know?
Okay, hey, that's a possibility. The problem is that I mean, I've been asking. I've been asking as a flat earther, and now that I'm globe, I've been asking, and it's just I'm not getting answers. And I, like I said, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Tried with a lot of conspiracies. If I can't get facts back up those claims, I have to leave alone. I have to. Otherwise,
Yeah, no, fair enough.
otherwise
Yeah.
I can't preach it. I can't tell people they're wrong.
I would rather pick a side that or even be neutral, be very deeply sincere about it, than just be swayed by just based on.
But see, here's the thing: you can believe whatever you want, and it shouldn't matter. Because personally, to me, you are just as equal of a human fucking being as Brenda is, as I am, as Sasha is. Nothing. I don't care what anyone says here. Nothing distinguishes us from the fact that we all live here. We are all the same species, and we all are being screwed by these same people. Regardless of how many you think are bad or good, we are still getting screwed. And that's all it is. If it came down to it, I hope that everyone here, regardless of what you believe it is willing to fight for humanity, not let government just go crazy. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when it all comes down, you should be team human. Team,
No,
you know what I mean?
There's enough checks and balances just by the fact that we're human and curious.
Mm-hmm.
I have no worries like that this thing will get solved in year 2, 3 max. Like that would be it.
Well, here's the thing. It shouldn't matter if something hits the put this way. If Taro suddenly they went martial law, all the private militaries start blocking all the streets, 8 o'clock curfew. Now I'm telling you right now, if the shape of this earth stops you from standing shoulder to shoulder with me, you are not team human. You're not team people. You are scum. Period. I mean, the shape is not going to save you. Your brothers were, your family, your species that will save you. Your village saves you, not your.
I know what you're getting at.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't exempt you from being like a compassionate person.
Yeah, exactly. This shape thing, okay, we can talk about it. We can debate it. We can argue. Fine. Let's make it a fun game out of it. Fuck it. I don't mind that at all. The only problem I even have of these discussions, because I'm not gonna lie, I get triggered probably faster than anybody. And I love to yell and scream. You guys have heard me do it. But at the same time, again, I in the stream, if something were happening, physically harming anybody, except for maybe 1 or 2 people that I have your back. Not because I do, because I'm team people and no one fucked with like that. Period. And the shape will never have anything to do with it. And again, it's cliche, but that's exactly what I see in Jose. That's exactly what a lot of people have told me not to lose. And I can only encourage other people to realize, stop the asshole thing and the whole games and run around and playing it like it's a game it's done. Again, like you said earlier, there's a time and place for these things. I don't, like I said, I don't mind what like, for instance, I've been talking a lot of shit about the new Globers that have taken this Reds rhetoric attitude about it. Realization is I can't flaw them for this. I mean, they're doing what they want to do. If they monetize and they have super chats, good on them. They are doing something. I don't, trust me, creating content, having these discussions is not something you just wake up and it's easy to do, period. Again, there are thousands of people who would never in their lives get on these panels and talk to people.
Yeah, I think that's why you guys are creating a good platform for people who maybe don't want the ad homing as much.
Exactly.
Something where they can be more transparent about what they know and don't know. And
yep.
Yeah.
And the way I like to put it is, I am a caveman. We don't need to get so integral into how things work. It's basic. I mean, we can, but I really I want to have more people that are qualified to talk about this. A lot of people believe in them or not, or believe they're lying or not. I do. I have a
You're qualified, man. It's not rocket science to follow laser.
no, no. Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing. I know how most of those things work because I have a surveying background. I have a grade checking background.
There you go.
I again, I'm not a professional at it, so I can't be the end all be all of information. But I do know when I hear BS in situations, or I do know when someone is being legitimate about their explanation for something. I'm able to pick that up on people. I do a lot of listening for a reason. All right, Empath. Sorry you didn't get to say much. Again, this live stream is gonna be edited, and I'm gonna boost up everyone else's sound and upload it tonight probably. I kind of don't want to even run it so long so that the conversation can go on tomorrow, because I'm gonna stream tomorrow now that I know everything's gonna be fixed by tomorrow. Matter of fact, if you don't mind, I'm actually planning. I'm gonna end the stream because we are in a good conversation that I have so much more to say, and I would rather do it when I know everyone can hear us and everyone has no problem, making out what people are saying. If that's okay with you guys.
Hey, Sean, if we want, we can go.
Dang, wait, Jay, Alex.
Yeah, I'm trying to get your attention for some time.
Oh, what's the man? No, dude, I apologize, but you were in the chat a minute ago, so right now a lot of people aren't gonna hear anything going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you echo it later or
well,
now, either way, I'm just trying to invite people. I heard you expressing earlier about doing experiments.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Experiment coming up.
Hang on. Don't say anything. I'm gonna answer quick, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring you into this hangout so you can talk about this real quick. Because you talk about it, and I don't mind you letting everyone know. But right after that, I'm gonna say again.
Is there going to be just him or?
Oh, well, I'm gonna end it. I just want him. What he wants to explain and what he's trying to do is tomorrow I'm live. Everything's gonna be okay. It literally is just gonna take till tomorrow, and I'm now. No one hears you guys like you want to be heard right now. It's everyone's either blasting their speakers and dealing with me, my volume turned up. So I don't want to take away from you guys. That's kind of why I'm doing it. I don't know if you're trying to keep yourself at who you are, Jay. So I'm gonna send a link this hangout so everyone can hear you in the Discord real quick. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to hide or anything.
Okay. Well, I didn't know because people, you gotta remember, I'm from this side of the debate. YouTube, not Discord. So I know someone I know you from mainly Discord. Period. So when you hear and a few other people, they have different names. I'm not like I don't know what they want to be called, or you know what I mean. So I don't want to be, if you're trying to lay low, or you don't want this is your YouTube identity. I don't want to call you out and make it like that. But let me go and get this real quick, and then I'll send it over to you. 1 second. Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and end this, and then I'll send that real quick. But I got in the sharing, so I can't get the link to you. So guys, everyone on the panel, thank you. I'm gonna end it now. Tomorrow, please come back. I'm going to, no matter what, wait until after Jose's stream because I don't want to step on his toes, and I kind of like knowing what the day's talk is going to be about, because that's a lot of what I was hearing today is that 5 cent stuff. So again, for everyone that are in the panel, thank you guys. I know you guys can hear me. They no longer can hear you guys. Coach, I'm going to get that to you right now. But like I said, this 5 census thing tomorrow, I'm going back. This is going to be the topic because I have so much more to say, and for instance, the mind of God, he had a lot to say that I agree with, and I'm really bummed that the audio and this whole situation is going on with my OBS. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end this now, just because why waste good conversation for this situation that I'm in right now? what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get Kosho in here because I know what he's trying to do is he's trying to get these experiments going on, and I agree with it. I like his style about it. He's also one of these people that that doesn't take for granted the fact that some people just don't understand. I don't think I've ever heard him be disrespectful, and for that I have a lot of respect for him, and so I definitely want to get him right now. I'm sorry, I'm just ranting. I'm kind of looking for his message that we have that I can send him this link real quick. So I do apologize for that, but 1 second. I want him to be able to get to you guys to what's going on and how you guys can help him out. But I gotta find him first. You guys stop doing that, Kosho. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Dick. You have too many damn names. Let's see. All right, I gotta find you in the Discord. Let's see if you're in here now. Don't see you. I don't know where the hell you are in there, but that's what I'll do. Damn it. Hey, Kosho, do me a favor, man. I don't know what the hell I got to do to get this going again. Please come on tomorrow. I really don't want to have to find you in the Discord. I can't find it right now. And again, unless you're in here, the audio is going to be shit. So let me see. I'll check one more time real quick. Guys, and again, guys, anyone who's here, I do appreciate you guys holding with me today. I had a real shitty time with this computer in the OBS earlier. I think I got maybe like 20 minutes of what I wanted to say out earlier in the second live stream that's there. So, I mean, if you kind of want to know the rant of what I was thinking about this 5 cents thing, the rant's it's over there, and you guys can hear that on the last live stream I did. I'm not Jake on the plane, I promise. I do know who it is, and I have called him out already. A lot of people do know who I know it is. I know for a fact. I know who it is. At this point now, I'm just going to let it be. Let you guys figure out who Jake on the plane is for real. I think it's hilarious, and it just makes me laugh every fucking time. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find you now that you are in here. Yeah, see, I don't want to put the link in that last hangout I just had. I'm sorry, Kosho. Tomorrow, come by, and I'll make sure I get you on here first thing to get everyone on that experiment. Or you guys can find him in the Discord debate at Flat Earth and More server. He's also in my server. You guys can find him and DM from there. But other than that, guys, hey, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Everyone who's stuck with me for the past 2 years, you guys got me to this 1,000 subs. Holy shit, thank you. I really didn't think it was possible, and I definitely didn't think it was going to be possible regarding the fact that I left Flat Earth and realized it was a globe, and the Flat Earthers that still have dialogue with me, still come here and are willing to have a conversation with me like we had back in the day, and keep it respectful. All I want to do is keep discussion respectful. It doesn't matter what you believe; it's your belief. Whether you have your evidence behind it or not, disrespect does nothing. Guys, again, go check out Jose. I'm pretty sure he's planning on streaming every day. I hope. I've talked to Jose. I'm pretty sure me and him are going to start doing a lot of stuff in regards to the live streaming and the debates, being as moderators. I do know he wants to start moderating on his channel with debates. I'm going to get with him and let him know, I've done a lot of debate. I've been in a lot of debates. I've moderated for debates, and a good way of being able to stay non-biased to that and really get him going, because he actually had to deal with pretty much the shittiest of shit flat earthers that I believe personally aren't flat earthers. I believe they're here for money, and that's the issue. Again, content creators deserve everything they get, as in relations to what they put out for you guys. If you guys feel the need to donate to these content creators, more power to you. That is your money. I know for a fact none of them have ever held a gun to your head and forced you to do. So again, that's not on them. But once your narrative of how things are starts swaying because you want that money, then you are a scam artist. Then you are a liar who needs to fucking be caught and ratted out. Why? Because you are playing on the fact that people they don't understand, and they know they need someone to give them answers, and you pretend you're going to. You're like an episode of Finding Bigfoot. If they were ever going to find Bigfoot, the show would be called Found Bigfoot. The reason the show will go on forever is because they're still finding him. You go on the damn show, you watch the shows, hoping they're going to find him, knowing they're not going to every episode. Same thing for Nathan. Same thing for Bro Sanchez. Same thing for what I now realize is Vegan Warrior. Again, nothing I'm saying is out of line. Nothing I'm saying cannot be obvious if you're looking at the reality of what you're hearing. You don't need to take in stuff and believe it just because someone tells you. You can literally ignore everything you're told if you're honest to yourself and do the experiment yourself to verify if the science and or math of that experiment is true or not. And only you are going to be able to be honest with yourself and whoever you decide to bring this out with, and realize one very clear thing, guys. It's a globe. But who knows how long this discussion will go on. Regardless, this will be a spot where you're not going to have to worry about being attacked, disrespected, or pigeonholed into being something you're not. All right, guys. Peace.